Hey there, this is Darren Plumb, your realtor with RE/MAX Hallmark York Group, and welcome to another episode of Stouffville.tv. And I'm with Lucy Francesco. She's a licensed home stager here in Stouffville. And the name of the company, she's gonna walk me through. It's Lucy Francesco.
Home Staging and Redesign.
Home Staging and Redesign. And we are standing today in the showroom of Stouffville Fine Furniture. They've been glorious enough to let us use it today on this freezing rain Wednesday.
Yes.
Or sorry, it's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
But we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about home staging.
So we're talking about home staging, yeah, and maybe some of the benefits.
Yes.
And maybe some tips.
We're coming into spring. We're hurtling fast into spring.
We are. I mean, it doesn't feel like it, but before you know it, spring will be here.
Yes.
People are going to want to list their properties on the market. And so what better way than to start now to prepare your home for spring so you're not scrambling and it's one less thing to do.
Do you find that that's common? Like people kind of wait till the last minute, like they call their agent maybe, last week of February to list in March, and all of a sudden,
yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Fair enough, right?
So it is like a mad scramble.
Okay.
People realize they want to list, and so everything's sort of in a hurry. They want someone to come in and stage their home, and they want it to be up on the market the next day and get photos in. So, if now's sort of the downtime leading into the new year,
right.
We just got over Christmas, so it's a great time to declutter and just start preparing your home if you're thinking of listing.
So what I'm sensing from you is sometimes, I think a lot of us would think, as realtors, we call you and, you come in and do it after the listing is signed. But
right.
What it sounds like is you're getting calls from from homeowners directly to sort of preempt that process.
Yeah,
right?
so it's sort of 50-50. I do work with realtors,
yep.
And I also work with homeowners who, just are calling me and saying, I just need some help. They've got so many things to do. They've got school activities. They've got
right.
Lots on the go. They're working, and so they just need that extra help. And so a lot of times they're in a panic, and so they will call me and say, I just need you to do it. So
right.
and we're more than happy to do it.
And they need that longer lead time too,
they
right?
do.
The busier you get, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I know with me, I have 3 kids at home, and I mean, gosh, it took us like 6 weeks to stage, right? Like it's a long process when you have everything going on, right?
Right.
Yeah. So what are some tips? What are some kind of main things that you would sort of point out that people may want to look for?
So, some of the things that people often ask me are, so what are the benefits of staging? And some people may not necessarily know that. So there's 3 major benefits that I want to point out. Is that having a home professionally staged usually sells faster.
Right.
And you get more money for it than unprofessionally staged homes. The second thing I would say is professionally staged homes show better.
Yes.
And stay in buyers' minds
I would agree
longer.
With that. Yep.
And the third thing, and not necessarily in this order, and the third thing I would say is that it gives a huge competitive edge in a very competitive market, which we've seen up until now.
Sure.
So those are 3 major benefits to having your home professionally staged. So it's just something to consider.
Yep. Yeah. So in terms of, let's say, for instance, I think a lot of people, like it's normal for realtors, for instance, we generally initially pay the consultation fee to have you
Correct.
Go in as part of our services, right?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times people will have this massive misconception that you're just going to ram furniture and rentals and
right.
pictures and lights down their throat.
Right.
Whereas, I've seen it in the past where, and that's good, and for some houses that works, but, in other houses, it's just rearranging or removing some of what you have to make it work, right? To make it flow.
Oh, absolutely. During our consultation, what we do is we like to go into the home. We do a walkthrough of the property. We sort of assess the overall condition. We offer some suggestions, tips, and tricks, and the homeowner can then carry those out themselves, or we can go in and do it for them.
Right.
But generally, what we like to do is sort of work with what the homeowner already has,
sure.
and then we can bring in our own inventory to sort of showcase the home a little nicer. But generally, the rule of thumb in my business is we like to work with what the customer already has, or sorry, the homeowner already has in their home.
Okay. Yep.
Instead of coming in and just sort of rearranging everything, because we don't like
right.
things to look staged, right?
Sure.
And so really the goal is to create sort of an atmosphere that the buyer will make an emotional connection with. And so that's really important as well. So
yep.
you don't want it to look sort of too stark or not lived in,
Right.
So that's really important too.
Well, you know, another thought that just sort of crossed my mind. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of what our buying demographic has changed a little bit, you know, in the north of Toronto here in the last couple of years. Have you seen a difference in how you correspondingly stage a house in that?
Yes, I mean, you really have to know what your potential buyer might be.
Right.
So it could be a family, it can be, you know, a bachelor, or bachelorette, it can be, you know, people who are downsizing. So you sort of really have to work with your agent or the homeowner to sort of figure out who your buyer is or who you think it'll be,
right.
And sort of stage your home to that demographic. Yep. You know, one of the things we're doing now in my practice that we're hoping should be completed by the end of 2017 is I'm studying Feng Shui, and so
okay, cool.
So
yep.
I love that, not just for growing my business, but also for my own home. And
right.
so I find it really fascinating. So I'm incorporating a little bit of Feng Shui with maybe the homeowner's not even really knowing it,
yep.
Into staging.
Yes.
So that's really fun too.
Excellent. Do you ever have any homeowners where you go in and you suggest your certain style of staging and they're kicking and screaming that they don't want to do it, but at the end of the day, when they do follow it, it's been a positive outcome for everybody? You ever have those? I'm just curious.
Yes, I mean, you know, your home is sort of your you know, your church, and so it's really what represents you. So you have to be delicate when you're going into a home, and you want to understand how people live and sort of their
right.
likes, and so you don't want to take everything away from them, and again make it look like it's staged too much.
Sure.
So you really do have to work with the homeowner, and so if they have a beautiful grandfather clock that is very special to them, and it's you know, it has a lot of value, we would never go in and say, let's get rid of that grandfather clock. You
right.
know, it's not going to make or break the sale of
sure.
the house in the end. So we tread lightly, and we also try to make sure that we're not upsetting the homeowner.
Yes. Well, because they have to live in the home for the 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 week
right.
process, whatever it is, right? And if, yeah.
And I also tell the homeowners that it doesn't really matter what sort of piece of artwork I've put on the wall, because it really, buyers are not buying the artwork, right? Or they're not
sure.
buying the furniture.
Yeah.
We're really trying to emphasize the space and the natural beauty of the home.
Right.
So that's important
well
too.
said. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to mention that a lot of clients have asked me through, I guess, the last 2 years is, you know, why is decluttering so important? You know, and so the obvious is, first of all, we want it to be tidy, but aside from being tidy is that we want buyers to really look at the space. And so when we've got piles of paper everywhere or toys scattered, it really distracts the buyers.
Right.
And not
don't
to
come
mention,
to my house
yeah,
on a
well,
normal
my house
week,
is
right?
different too. Yeah, yeah, I know. But the other thing is that when realtors have their professional photographer come in, if you see the toys in the photos and you see the piles of paper lined up, it's really you know, it's just distracting. It doesn't look nice in the
yes.
photos. And so, you know, we've learned through research that over 90% of buyers buy on or actually look online first before
correct.
They contact
yep.
an agent. So if those photos don't show well,
yep.
you know, they're just going on to the next listing.
Well, you want it to be like that gold piece at the bottom of the creek, right? Because all they're doing is going through eliminating,
right.
and you want that thing to really shine out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I always say this to sellers, right? It's kind of like if you wanted to sell your car, what's the first thing you would do? I mean, you would take it in and get it steam cleaned out. You'd wash it up, you'd polish it, and you'd take awesome photos of it, and you
right.
would do that to
That's
get the
right.
most money, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. And it is proven that high definition professional photos will sell your home faster and for more money. And of course that speaks to staging as well, right?
Yeah.
So
it goes hand in hand, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Lucy, thank you so much for
Darren.
connecting with me today and being on the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
So I'm going to put all your links in. So
okay.
How can people get hold of? What's your website? I'll put all them all in.
So my website is www.ldstaging.com.
That's shorter than the actual name.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I also have a Facebook page, so you can reach me there. I have an Instagram account.
Okay.
I'm on Pinterest as well. And you can also sign up for my newsletter. So if you're
awesome.
looking for tips and tricks on how to declutter, or just sort of how to accessorize and sort of not break the bank in
yeah,
you know,
okay.
spending sprees with furniture and things like
Yep.
that, and sort of how to make your purchasing decisions. Yeah,
Awesome.
all that information.
We love free newsletters. So,
Yes.
okay, so I'll put all the links in. As always, I appreciate you watching. And if you have a local or small business community event, community organization that you would like me to shed a little bit of light on, please don't hesitate to reach out. My number directly is 905-251-7852. Take care.
Thank you.